Memo bibi akwa Sanchez bibi and Famra and Casa TV so abusia for and any day the can team members also best subscribe to my channel be like you odo adwen cheso e be go comment section kama abusia for Dr. Tony Aidoo NDC amani ko no musti word ba kwa chese nya asem kutu akwa odi NDC mu tintiman ye pan chese enya asem kutu no kopie one of FM stations ewa Accra na yebusa ni say aka kakra na e ba beto aba 7 December na between Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ne John Dramani Mahama. One Ghana for Edo Mukoko Moti Femna or Bepwa or my Ghana must yin name so be or NDC media assembly or Beka be Ediama NDC Amanu Kuno John Dramani Mahama na as a more kind say a year Dr. Mahmoud Baumia far better than a year John Dramani Mahama. Na mumi kuti sama Tony Aidoo editor abonti.
Oh yeah. Who should Ghanaians vote for?
Mido be bias.
Of course, I'm an NDC man, and I think Ghanaians should vote for Baumia. Oh yeah. The alternative for which it's obvious. John Dramani Mahama, because your policy, your politics now a two-way stream. NDC. I'm not too sure when it will change. Now people have said that John Mahama and Swa Baba Beyebi, I'm the now, the likes of Wone other people, Namuwum. Is there anything different John Dramani Mahama is coming on board with?
He was in the process of laying solid foundations for our fiscal space, John Mahama. If you know, the sinking fund, ESLA, etc. If the NDP administration had not amortized it, and use it for collateral, our debt will not be in the state it is now. Right now, we have declared bankruptcy. We can't pay our debts. The city has stabilized at a time when we are not servicing our foreign debts. What will happen when we start servicing? At 17 to 1, 17 cedis to $1. When we start servicing our foreign debts and therefore we need more dollars, the obvious result is that it will shoot up again. Is that how you manage a country's economy? But I can't say, when your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. And his logic was that when you start borrowing money, you have greater financial liabilities. So you borrow to chop, you borrow to pay debts, and keep on borrowing till the point at which you cannot borrow anymore. It took us there. By the year 2020, we were well on the way there, where we didn't have any credit worthiness so far as international lenders are concerned. We've chased away the big business that would have established investments and give us an employment. You claim to be a friend of private sector. Private sector, the engine of growth and that kind of thing. I've always said that kind of jargon, we better stop. We are a developing country. There are so many virgin areas of an economy that private sector will not go because the returns take a long time. So it is up to the government to take the responsibility of investing there. We are a country blessed with natural resources. Agriculture should be our basic foundation. When Nkrumah, in the 60s, and I saw Nkrumah's government because I was, even though young, I could understand, established the state farms. It was not only for food production, but also for employment generation. Nkrumah did so many things that pointed the way to real development for Ghana. Subsequent politicians have destroyed it.
When you say subsequent politicians, one will come to the conclusion that you, Dr. Tony Aidoo, you've been at the forefront of our politics and governance, for which you have been part of the J.J. Rawlings administration as well as Professor Mills and that of Mahama. What do you think has gone wrong for which you could not lay the foundation on what you are saying right now for the next government to come and continue?
Because even the governments I supported never listened that the state or the government has business to do business. Governments manage our education system, our health system, our transport system. Is there any reason why government cannot manage industrial outlets? What is wrong with the government establishing a business and hiring private management on pay, on results basis? What is wrong? I've always been campaigning for this. Within all the governments have said, as a policy coordinator, I suggested it. I suggested the establishment of peri-urban agricultural homesteads, where there's very strong young men working our streets can engage in mechanized agriculture, selling cheaper food because it's peri-urban to urban areas, bringing down food prices. It makes sense. But nobody listens. So subsequent politicians abandon what Nkrumah set out to do.
So I can deduce from what Dr. Tony Aidoo is saying to mean that even John Dramani Mahama did not listen to your advice on the way to go. What is the probability?
Mahama only had 4 years.
Well, but we can still deduce that you said the government you supported did not listen to your advice on what you think is better for our nation, which pretty much shows that when he should come back, what is the likelihood that he will listen to this advice that you're proposing?
Well, part of it has been incorporated into the manifesto in terms of establishment of district agricultural mechanization centers, where farmers can use machinery that the government will import, even as though it's a far cry from what I was suggesting. It is a step towards that direction. What is needed is that the government can adopt the PPP method, private-public partnership, where you rent land from a landlord, where you have the farm workers who are private and the government that is providing the capital. And each will share in the harvest on the basis of their calculated contribution, land, labor, and capital. It's simple. The same way private capital operates, the government can operate. But the difference is that the government is going into areas where private capital doesn't want to go. This is a developing country, for God's sake. You can employ agro-industry within the farming homesteads. Artisanal workshops can be developed. Israel tried it in the kibbutz system. That is what socialism is about. That's why we are socialists.
In the event that John Dramani Mahama does not
Hello?
Doc, me too.
We are each brother's keeper. The state has the prime responsibility for creating jobs in an underdeveloped country, not the private capital. Look at the foreign investment that comes into the country. Where do they go? They go into our extractive industries. Gold, no more with Tuaco. Bauxite, no more with Tuaco. Never in agriculture, large-scale agriculture. You travel from Abidjan to Yamoussoukro, left and right, huge agriculture.